You know that pentatonic scale you've been using for so many years? Well, it's incomplete. And that's why your solos don't sound exactly the way you want them to sound. You think it's the licks, the techniques, and all. No, the minor pentatonic scale is just missing a few notes. This video is going to fix that for you completely. Welcome to the channel. My name is David Wallimann. I've been teaching guitar professionally for 35-ish years. And on the channel, it's all about helping you express yourself musically a little bit better through very simple musical tricks that I discovered in my few decades career. Really quick, in the description of this video, there's a link to a free workshop. That workshop is called the Music DNA Workshop. It's already helped thousands of guitar players fully understand the fretboard. It's a different way of understanding it, and if you've tried to get into music theory before and did not understand, there's a good reason for it. All of that stuff has unstuck many guitar players who have been playing for a long time, and newcomers too. I think you're gonna love the workshop. It's completely free in the description of this video. But for now, check this out. Okay, we're gonna work in E, and we're gonna use this zone of the fretboard with the good old minor pentatonic scale, the first position, this one right here. 2 notes per string. We're all comfortable with that position. Lots of cool licks in that pentatonic scale position, right? If you're like most of my students, that's the position that got you into playing lead guitar, and that's the position that really quickly made you sound fairly good, right? And then my guess is that at some point, a friend of yours or a teacher or whatever showed you that that position can be made even better by adding the blue note. So back to our position here, that blue note is found right here and right here, making the scale that you've been using when you learned it so much better, because now you can do these tricks there. Sounds so much more expressive, right? That's the feeling that I want you to have in this video. So I started the video by saying that the minor pentatonic scale is incomplete. It really is incomplete. In order to understand that, we need to look at music theory. Very simple stuff, I promise. Typically a scale, especially in our music world, our Western world, is made of 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course, my neighbor decides to mow his lawn just when I'm making the video. Our minor pentatonic scale, if we omit that cool blue note that you added, is made of 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and then we can continue, but that would go outside of that zone. We're gonna stick to that zone. Those are cool notes, but you're missing 2 very powerful notes. So where are those notes? Well, for that, we're also gonna look at music theory really quick. I'm gonna make a generalization. It's not always the case, but it's so close to 100% that we'll call it like that. The widest distance you can have between 2 consecutive notes is a full steps. That's 2 frets on the guitar. And there lies our problem, because if we look at the first 2 strings of our minor pentatonic scale, the distance separating those 2 notes on each of these strings is 3 frets. That means that that missing note is gonna be between those 2 notes found on the first and the second string. Well, that leaves us with a few possibilities. If we look at those first 2 strings, that missing note could be on the 14th fret or the 13th fret. Same goes with the second string. That missing note could be on 14 or 13. Well, we could look at music theory to cover that stuff, but we're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna use our ears. I have a backing track here. We are in the key of E minor pentatonic. So we're gonna jam in that first position of the pentatonic scale. We're gonna use some of the licks that you might be used to playing. It's gonna sound fine, kind of typical, but fine. And then we're gonna use our ear to decide if those missing notes on the first and second strings are on the 14th fret or 13. The answer is pretty obvious here, right? That 13th fret, oh yuck. The 14th fret, oh, that's pretty magical. I like that. I'm gonna remember that. So I'm gonna start injecting into my licks using that minor pentatonic, that additional magic note. We're gonna do the same thing on the second string this time. Is the magic note on the 14th fret? Yeah. or the 13th. It's up to you. Tell me. I kind of like 13. Feel the magic note on the first string now. Yeah. That position of the minor pentatonic scale that we covered is just one position. Those two notes that we added, in this context, the 14th fret of the first string and 13th fret of the second string, are going to be found in other places of the fretboard. And again, your ear is going to help you find those things. Just play one of those magic notes. This one, for example, first string, 14th fret, we're going to try to find that pitch, that sound, and all the other places of the fretboard. And keep in mind we can use octaves. So if we have a note here, first string, 14th fret, an octave below would be minus 12 frets. It's gonna be the second fret. That pitch and this one are the same. That's gonna give you a full fretboard with all the minor pentatonic scale positions and the additional 2 magic notes that you found. But when you're improvising, try to limit yourself to 1 or 2 positions so that you can really develop your ideas. That's really important. Keeping things melodic is going to go a long way. There's one more thing, and this is really going to take this to the stratosphere, and that's if you're able to target the notes of the chords as they happen. Not only that, but if you manage to, you know what? Just click right here. That's the workshop I told you at the beginning of this video. This right here is really going to help you out. It's free. Link in the description, or you can click right here. I'll see you in the workshop.